Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you're new here, welcome back if you are not. It's Baby Jesus here with another gold making guide. In today's video we're going to touch base on something that I've made a gathering guide on before, but I never really crunched any numbers. So I got curious, is it viable to do this for other reasons than just gathering the resources and potentially just selling them on the market? And how much could you potentially make from this tactic or this route? Excuse me. And the thing we're going to be looking at today, more specifically, is going to be fire motes. Now, for some reason on my server, fire motes sell extremely well, but in the same vein, their upper echelons, so fire wisps, essence, and quintessence, seem to do a heck of a lot better. Now, before we get too far into the video, I just wanted to say, if you find anything beneficial in this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It does help us out. It doesn't cost you anything and makes us feel good. If you don't like the video, please make sure to leave a comment down below on how I can improve on future content. Now, let's get right into it. So, as I mentioned, it seems like fire motes sell very, very well, very, very quickly on my market. And what I mean by that is, if we just take a quick look here, you can see that fire motes are selling for about 54 cents a piece, or 50.54 gold, pardon me, which in and of itself isn't too bad. You can gather a lot of fire motes, and I'm going to show you guys a route at the end of this video that'll allow you to gather about 400 motes per run, and you can run it about 4 times an hour. It takes about 15 minutes to get through it, so you can get a ton of these motes. Now, that on its own sounds pretty good, but what's crazy is that for some reason on my server, I can only always speak for my server, the next level up for fire motes is fire wisps. Now, they sell for $4 or 4 gold 0.88 per. Now, it was actually closer to 7 yesterday, and you guys can see here, this is actually where it was, and it's been cut down substantially by people undercutting. And that's okay. We don't care, because that tells us that the market's very, very active. If this were at 7, the gold per hour would be a little unbelievable. But at 488, we can be very conservative with it, saying this is a low end of the market, and we can still make a killing doing this. Now, if you're not aware, how you make fire wisps is by converting 5 fire motes at the Arcana station and making 1 fire wisp. Now, as I mentioned, the route that I'm going to show you guys does provide us a way to get a ton of these motes, which then you can convert to fire wisps. Now, I did some quick math, and I'm going to run through a couple things with you guys here, but I want to show you what running the route that I'm going to show you can bring you in a per hour basis. Now, on the route, you are going to be gathering scorchstones and DragonGlories, which is the primary sources of these fire motes. And you guys can see here, these are what I got. Now, I ran the route myself about 4 or 5 times over the past couple of hours, just to get an average. The fire motes, it was about 401. I just did 4 because it's a nice, easy number, especially when you're converting 5 of them at a time into wisps. You didn't have any leftovers. But it was between 400 and 408, the average, and I took the low end of it for this one, just for you guys, to be conservative. So you guys can see here, on my averages, I was getting about 2 DragonGlory flowers, 2 leaves, 400 motes, give or take, and they were selling at 0.5, well, when I made this, they're selling at 0.52. They're actually selling for more already, just to give you an idea how fast these are selling. I believe I said they're selling about 0.55, which was going to give you about 208 gold for fire motes on each run. And then you're also going to get 0.6 gold worth of the DragonGlory stems and 1.5 gold worth of the molten lodestones. Everything that isn't that middle line right here, we don't really care about for this route because they aren't going to be making any substantial amount of gold for us. The DragonGlory flowers are a nice little cap, but you're not going to get a lot of them. It's not the reason you're there. But what you guys can see here is the stark difference if you are getting fire motes or fire wisps. So you guys can see here, we're making 208. Now, it is a bit higher than that. Again, the prices for them did go up, but it's still nothing in comparison to what you can get if you convert them to wisps and then turn around and sell those back. So you guys can see here, if you're using motes per run, you're making about 221 gold. And if you're using wisps, you're making about 403.58 gold per run. It takes just over 15 minutes. If you can get through the route without fighting any mobs, it's less than, but it's around 15 minutes, which means you can run it 4 times an hour, which means that if you're making these wisps, you can be making a conservative 1,600 gold an hour, which is incredible. Absolutely insane. But I did want to go over one more thing that's a crazy, crazy thing regarding making the wisps, and this is what I wanted to show you. So whenever you're crafting things, depending on your level, and for example, this, we're going to be using Arcana, you have the odd chance of getting free items. So what I mean by that is, for me right now, I believe it's 11%. I have an 11% chance of getting a free item when I'm crafting. So if I just take a look here, and I wanted to go make, we're making wisps. And I want to make fire wisps. I can make, we're going to make 80 just because that's what I based the example off of. So if I went ahead and made 80 of these wisps, it's going to cost me 10 gold in fees. You guys can see right there. And we're going to make them. You see, I have an 11% chance of getting free items. So I go ahead and make these 80 wisps, and I end up getting 92. And if these are selling at 4.88 gold per, I've effectively made myself an additional 50 gold just by crafting these. If you don't craft them from the motes into the wisps, you're never going to get that benefit. You're never going to get that bonus. So now I have 92 of those to go and make. Now, again, I didn't include this in the calculations just because it's a little bit of random, right? Why is everyone so white? Anyways, there's a little bit of RNG involved in that. So I don't want to include that in the calculation, but it's going to happen. When you're crafting that many of them, there's an inevitability that you are going to get free ones. And what's great is those can just be cherries on top. So there's an additional 50 gold that we can tally on to our 1,614. We could conservatively say it's 1,650 gold per hour with those. Incredible. A great amount of gold. You should definitely be doing this. Now I say that, but where should you be doing this? Well, I'm going to show you. You guys should be farming these down in this area here. Now, where is this area? Fantastic question. This area is just on the far southwest part of Cutlass Keys. So I'm going to open my map for you guys just to show you. It is all the way down, what the heck? Down here. Okay? This is where you're going to be running this route. All of your DragonGlories and Scorchstones are going to be in this area here. Okay, so you're going to want to come into this fast travel, and then you're going to want to make your way down. Apparently, I don't have that fast travel somehow. But that being said, I'm going to give you guys a very, very precise map and route that you guys are going to run for all of these. Okay, so where you're going to start is you're going to start in the south part down here on this rock. There are going to be 2 Scorchstones that are going to spawn right here and right here. Afterwards, you're going to jump between these rocks to DragonGlories that spawn in between. There's going to be 3 of them. And you're going to jump back up onto this rock and grab a double spawn of Scorchstone. And then up onto this rock again for another double spawn of Scorchstone. After that, you're going to cross the road to this little section here. There's going to be a DragonGlory. You're going to go gather that. After you've gathered that, you're going to make your way up to these little camps here. And on the backside of these camps, there is a double spawn of DragonGlory. You're going to gather that. And then head out to the outside and get the DragonGlory that spawns here. After you've gathered that DragonGlory, you are going to make your way back through these camps. And this is why I say there's a really high likelihood you're going to fight mobs. If you want, you can skirt around either of these and avoid the mobs, but it's just going to add a little bit of time. So there's going to be a DragonGlory that spawns right there. After you've gathered that, you're going to cross the road up towards the fort, and you're going to gather a DragonGlory that spawns right at the edge where the green meets the gray. After you've gathered that, you're going to go to the other side of this little dark patch here, and there's going to be another DragonGlory. After you've gathered that DragonGlory, you're going to head up to the backside of the fort. There's one that spawns by this gate. And then you're going to make your way out towards the end of this road, and there's another one that spawns right here. After you've gathered all of those, you are now going to loop around the fort and come down to here. It's going to be another DragonGlory spawn, and you're going to pick it up. After that, you are going to come to the far peak of this little cliff here, and there's going to be a DragonGlory spawn. And then you can make your way out around the cliff to the DragonGlory double spawn that comes right where this green meets the gray here as well. After you've gathered those, you are going to come around the front side of this encampment here. Avoid the mobs. You're going to get up on this rock. There's going to be a double spawn of DragonGlory. You're going to get on the other rock. There's going to be another double spawn of DragonGlory. And on this rock, there's another single spawn. After you've gathered all those, you're going to backtrack over your path here to the bottom side of this rock right here. And there is a... sorry, did I say Scorchstones? These are all Scorchstones. Pardon me. And then this is a DragonGlory that spawns double spawn right at the bottom here. After you've gathered that, you're going to make your way down to this, and there's going to be a DragonGlory that spawns right here, and your route is effectively finished. So you guys can see, by running this, it takes you about 15 minutes. It's very easy to do. It's very low stress, but there is some mobs. They're not exactly high level. You can take them out. It's just going to add time to your route. You guys can see it's very accessible. You can get down there, and you can run it about 4 times an hour, maybe 3.5 times in an hour. if you want to be very conservative, but I've definitely run in under 15 minutes. And you guys can see the numbers that you can make from this are quite high. They're very, very generous. And again, you can make easily 1,600 gold, even if the market's a little bit down for you. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it beneficial. Again, if you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.